Breaking news. Putin suggests an African proposal for peace in Ukraine as a possible starting point. The proposal suggests a number of measures that could be taken to defuse the conflict, one of which is a withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine. In regards to Moscow's war with Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin has stated that an initiative presented by African leaders could be a basis for peace, but that attacks from Kyiv make a cessation of hostilities virtually impossible. After meeting with African leaders in St. Petersburg and hearing their requests for Russia to move forward with their plan, the Russian leader made the comments in Moscow on Saturday. According to Reuters, the proposal suggests a number of measures that could be taken to defuse the conflict, including a withdrawal of Russian troops, the removal of Russian tactical nuclear weapons from Belarus, the suspension of an arrest warrant issued against Putin by the International Criminal Court, ICC, and the lifting of sanctions. The proposal's specifics have been kept under wraps so far. A ceasefire is one of those things that sounds good in theory but is incredibly difficult to put into practice. However, the Ukrainian army is currently launching a strategic offensive, so how can we possibly stop firing at them? Putin stated to the press. Only a joint effort between the two countries will do. There's no competition or contradiction between the Chinese and African initiatives, he said. Rather, the African initiative can serve as the basis for certain processes leading to a peaceful resolution. China has proposed a de-escalation and eventual ceasefire in Ukraine in a 12-point position paper that was released earlier this year. After 17 grueling months of war, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has rejected the idea of a ceasefire that would leave Russia in control of nearly a fifth of his country and give its forces time to regroup. He has also stated that Russia's refusal to withdraw its forces from Ukrainian territory occupied by them is a prerequisite to peace talks. Putin stated, "We did not reject them, but in order for this process to begin, there needs to be agreement on both sides." As for the controversy surrounding the International Criminal Court arrest warrant, issued for war crimes related to the abduction of children from Ukraine, the Russian president appeared to downplay not attending an economic summit in Johannesburg, South Africa next month. Putin told Russian journalists that he was in contact with all colleagues from the BRICS bloc of developing economies and that he did not think my presence at the BRICS summit is more important than my presence here, in Russia, right now. The meeting, which will be held from August 22–24, will bring together heads of state from Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and he said he would be participating via video link. If the Russian leader were to set foot on South African soil, he would be subject to arrest under the Rome Treaty that established the International Criminal Court. While South Africa made it clear that it would not attempt to detain Putin if he showed up, the country was still lobbying for him not to come. Despite Moscow's rejection of the warrant, Putin has avoided visiting any countries that are signatories to the International Criminal Court Treaty. According to experts, the public debate over Vladimir Putin's planned trip to South Africa has been a negative development for the Kremlin.